Hello everyone and welcome to Aquamoon Tarot. My name is Katie. I am sharing intuitive, prescriptive, rather than so much predictive, tarot readings with you here on YouTube again. I am back after a 2-year long hiatus, almost 2 years to be exact. So I thank you all who are watching this video, whether you're new, whether you used to watch. Please like, share, subscribe. You know how it goes. It really helps the channel out, but I just really wanted to get back into this. I missed sharing messages with you all. I missed just doing tarot. It's a lot of fun. I still do it. I've done it a little more often on my Instagram page, Aquamoon Visions. All that information is down below. But I really wanted to get back into YouTube because it's just, for me, it's a different ballgame. It's a different way of sharing this, and it's, for me, it's sharing my immediate messages of what I get from the cards as I'm, doing it live on here. Anyway, today's theme I feel is appropriate for the time of year. This is a timeless reading, but we just got out of the Scorpio Taurus eclipse season. It is November of 2022. It is also Scorpio season. So this time of year, we also went through a time change, so it's getting darker earlier. We've been going through some darker times. Not everything's been that easy in the last few years. Hence also why I haven't been on YouTube in the last few years. But yeah, I just felt this was a really good time of year to record this, to talk about shadow work, maybe your darker side. What needs light in you? What needs light in your life? What could be the light that you need to work toward to get yourself out of possibly, a tough time right now, tough situation, tough place emotionally, however it resonates. Anyway, I figure you all know how pick a cards work. What you're going to do is you're going to pick one of these lovely piles and go to the timestamps below to skip forward to your reading. As always, you can listen to everything, see what resonates. You can obviously have more than one pile. There might be more than one message for you today. And I really hope that you enjoy this. And please let me know in the comments how this resonates. Please let me know what you'd like to see in future. I'm not going to say I'm trying. I am going to be doing this more often. And yeah, connecting with you all on YouTube and Instagram. You can find more about me below in the information box. Again, timestamps and where you can book me as well. Anyway, let's get on with the reading. So, group 1, we have the Bloodstone Heart. It's got some neat sides to it. Group 2, Black Kyanite. Group 3, Malachite, also one of my personal favorites. This is a very Scorpio crystal, or so I'm told. And then Snowflake Obsidian. So little specks of light in the darkness. I know these are kind of dark and the setup's a little dark, but I felt drawn to these crystals for this reading. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I've made a special spread for you today for this reading, and I am also going to be pulling a tarot card from the Halloween Oracle guidebook at the end of your reading. This is a Halloween theme. These are Halloween themed decks. And I will be honest that I meant to get this out around Halloween. It didn't happen, but it's still Scorpio season, so I can still use these. And honestly, I think I'm just going to use all of these cards, throw them in here and there from now on, because they're a lot of fun. They have really nice imagery. All right, I'll stop talking. Go ahead, go to your timestamps now. Here we go. All right, so the first question in this Your Light in Dark Times spread. I'll shuffle the cards up. I did cleanse my space and my tools before we started this today. I do like to shuffle on camera. Please forgive me. I'm a little rusty with these cards in particular. I usually only get them out once a year during Halloween. To me, they're a bit oddly shaped. They're kind of longer than their width as compared to normal tarot cards. But anyway, if you want to skip ahead, you can skip ahead to when I get to the juiciness of the spread, the meat. All right, so for position 1, what or where is there darkness being cast on your life right now? Whoops. What or where is there being darkness cast? One card, please, Spirit, for group one. Oh, we got two come out. All right, we'll take them. What or where? So I'm going to read you the cards, but I will go over them after I've pulled all of them. So we have the Justice card, which is the Valkyrie, and the Strength card, which is the Manticore. It's like this fiery lion. Interesting. So these are two major arcana cards, and I will go over these, but these are some major themes going on right now. And by the way, this is I've linked this below, but this is the Halloween tarot deck from Spirit Halloween. It's just a lot of fun. You're going to find some interesting imagery, I think, for the different cards, especially if you know the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith. Some of the images, I was like, you went with that. Okay. But, you know, for this, I'm going intuitively. And what most of the time, I guess, with these, I go with the imagery on these cards in particular. All right. What strength is your guiding light? What strength do you have that is your guiding light through dark times? Okay, we have the Ten of Swords, which is the Griffin. It's the half eagle, half lion. Put this down here. What can you do to protect yourself from forces that you can't control? What can you do to protect yourself from forces you cannot control? What can you do to protect yourself from forces you can't control? One card, please, Spirit. What can you do? What can you do? I'm getting the color green for some reason. That popped up. I don't know if the color green means anything to you. Let me know. If the word green, that just popped in my head. Oh! Okay, I'm going to go with the one that showed up. These cards are feisty. Let's see. We got the Sun card, which is the Phoenix, another major arcana. That's awesome. I love this imagery. I'm really glad they went with the Phoenix for the Sun card. I mean, granted, you could have gone with it for the Death card too, but whatever. Position for what positives in your life can you use to brighten your light? So what positive things in your life can you use to brighten that light or get towards that light at the end of the tunnel? What are the positive things that you can focus on right now in yourself, in your life, in your situation? One card, Spirit. One card. Positives. Whoop. Now they don't want to come out. Oh, there we go. Okay. We got the Hermit, which is the Yeti. So for these, I'm not going to be putting these in the reverse, even if they come up in reversals, because in some of the positions concerning like the questions, they can be read as reversed anyway. So anyway, you'll see. So we got the Yeti, the Hermit. The Yeti is like the snow version of the Sasquatch. All right, let's just get one more extra closing message from Spirit. One message, please, to close out the reading for group one. Message. Oh, and the Hermit's major arcana too. Wow. All right, we got the Seven of Pentacles, the Gremlins. It's like that movie, The Gremlins. Okay, and I will pull a Halloween Oracle after this. All right, so what or where is there darkness being cast on your life right now? So you got two major arcana. Actually, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana cards today. So out of 6, you gotta learn how to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 out of 6. A lot of big themes going on right now. Okay, so Strength, we have the Manticore. Justice, we have the Valkyrie. What are the darkness? Oh, okay. So for this, I'm actually getting that maybe there are issues of self-worth, issues of confidence, maybe, I don't know, even like I'm getting imposter syndrome in this, but definitely, and feeling like you're being cheated somehow. But I think it's that you're not standing up for yourself. And something's not fair, like at work, in a relationship, but it's just you're not stepping forward to put things right, or to, you know, if there's an issue, or if you're not being treated fairly or being treated well. What strength is my guiding light? And we have the 10 of Swords, the Griffin. So the traditionally Rider-Waite-Smith deck, the swords are the suit of air. So it's communication, it's thinking, it's technology, but it's all up, you know, it's your head. It's your head versus your heart or anything else. With this one, the 10 of Swords, this is traditionally the card where there's the person laying flat on the ground and they have the swords in their back. It's the final card of the suit of swords. But with this imagery, I'm getting that this griffin is up on this, you know, this mountain, and it's gazing down with its like eagle sharp gaze, and it's able to really zero in on things. So you have the ability to put your head over your heart, you know, in good times and in bad, for better or for worse, but you're able to think outside of the box, think objectively, rather than emotionally. And you can be laser focused. You can be laser focused when you need to be, when you need to really make decisions or get down to the nitty gritty. So that is one of your strengths. And right now, I think that you need to use this strength of like laser focused steadfastness to go toward attacking this problem, this issue of not having the courage in a situation to fight for yourself, to stand up for yourself. And let's see how this continues to pan out. All right, what can you do to protect from forces you cannot control? All right, we have the sun, Phoenix. So the sun is happiness and light, and it's like shining light on something. But then with the Phoenix is all about rebirth, right? It's rising from the ashes, and it's cycles. And I think that this one is, you know, it's kind of obvious. It's you need to rise from the ashes. You are at a point possibly where you are you're burnt out, you're over this situation, or you're over feeling like this, and it is time for change. It's time for this rebirth, but you need to transform this time into the person you want to be, or you having these qualities that you want to be. It's never too late to stand up for yourself, to start to, you know, try to practice, you know, having confidence, try to act like you own the place, if it's appropriate, getting rid of imposter syndrome, or like fake it till you make it, you know. But it's time for transformation, and using this laser focus and how you can be so steady and focused on your path and thinking outside of yourself, thinking objectively, to even come up with solutions on how to tackle this problem or this issue, whatever this has to do with the strength and the justice of like there not being justice, you not having strength in some form or fashion. What positives in your life can you use to brighten your light? So I have the Hermit, positive in your light. Okay, the Hermit, you know, likes to go away in their cave, in their shell, take time to themselves, and that's where they find their strength. Positives in your life. So for this, I see it as that you don't mind being alone. You don't mind having that downtime. You are renewed and restored when you have downtime, if that makes sense. You know, a lot of us, just our social battery just gets drained really easily, and we need time away from others. Or it could be, you know, this could be the issue too of like, you are, you know, shyer than most. You're a fairly shy, introverted person, and that's okay. But it's still finding that strength. Oh, okay, got it. It's finding the strength to stand up for yourself or solve this issue here. But because of the laser focus and the ability to focus on something and work on something and work toward it, you do need this time. You do need this solo time. Maybe you don't need help from others. It's going to come from within. It's going to come from you retreating, if you aren't already, to really think about how you want to approach this situation, or how you want to approach this thing about yourself. Yeah. And definitely always, like, in terms of help, I don't mean like don't get therapy, because if you're already doing therapy, or if that's something you want, awesome. I am a total proponent of that. I am not a therapist. I just say what comes up in the cards. Anyway, yeah, your strength you get from yourself and from being by yourself. Not that you need to be by yourself all the time, but you have inner strength that provides you with being just really steadfast and steady and laser focused and being able to be objective, especially when you're by yourself and not influenced by others. Okay, extra closing message. So 7 of Pentacles. So for this, the Gremlin, 7 of Pentacles. Pentacles are earth, and their home and family and career, but things on this plane, on this earth plane that we can touch. And I see, and this is a card of like working, and I really see that the gears are turning, right? These little guys are working, they're keeping the gears clean. I mean, well, they're kind of messing with the gears here, but what I'm getting is that things are really starting to move forward in a positive direction. And the thing is you need to be like these little gremlins, like getting in there and making sure that everything's working correctly. You need to fix things that, are rusty, need a little bit of oil, need, retuning, recalibrating. And that's by you, again, going inward and taking time to yourself to figure out how to gain this strength, how to gain this confidence, to, get justice for fight for what you need or what you want, or, what's needed in a certain situation. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get a Halloween Oracle card. I am going to be reading from the guidebook to see what the author has to say about this. And I'm also linking this down below. This, again, is just it's another beautiful deck. And I think I'm just going to use it occasionally year round, especially when dealing with, not darker things, but more serious subjects, more like shadow work, bigger issues. And this deck has just been so much fun. I'm glad that I pulled it out again. All right, we're going to go with the top one. The Skull of Darkness. There's a lot of skulls in this deck, and I like it. They're really pretty. Someone on Amazon, one of the bad reviews, one of the few negative reviews, there's too many skeletons and skulls in this. It's like, well, then you shouldn't have bought a Halloween deck. I'm partial to Halloween, though. My birthday is the day before Halloween. So, all right, so the Skull of Darkness, blind spots. So offhand, blind spots. Offhand, I really, I think that this is coming up because you need to, check your blind spots. What aren't you seeing when you go inward and you have those laser focus when you're thinking objectively? Like, you do need to look at things from all facets, from all points of view outside of yourself. Check your blind spots. Let's see what it has to say. Those are all kinds of skulls. We may not appreciate or like certain aspects of ourselves, and yet sometimes our greatest treasures lie within these areas. How many times have you heard of famous artists or people extremely successful in their fields being bullied for being so different? Yet it is their very differences from others that make them so powerful. Additionally, all of us at some stage of life have certain blind spots that may cause us grief and trouble. Although we cannot see the issue clearly, it is the repeated patterns of pain that may alert us to them, symptoms, if you will. For example, the same things keep happening over and over again. We may be betrayed repeatedly, fail at something repeatedly, not complete tasks continually. Peace and pattern breaking can be achieved by doing the work in uncovering our blind spot, or even consulting trusted close friends or professionals to assist us to see what we cannot. Anyway, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you feel called to another pile, skip on through. Again, please like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know if this resonated. I really love getting feedback like that. And yeah, I hope to see you again soon. Check me out on Instagram and check out my new coffee page. Thanks. Bye. Hello, everyone who has chosen group 2, the Black Kyanite. Another one of my favorites. I will admit, I forgot what it means. I know kyanite, well, black, protection. Kyanite, I know like blue kyanite has to do with communication. So I just think it's like overall protection, but that one's nice. I have so many crystals now. I need to become reacquainted with many of them. Anyway, so today's spread is your light in dark times. And I'm going to go ahead, pull the cards, and then I will interpret. So first card, what or where is there darkness being cast on me or my life right now? So one card, please, Spirit. Where is there darkness being cast? Where is there darkness being cast? All right, the 3 of Pentacles, the dwarf. There. Position 2, what strength of mine is my guiding light? What strength is my guiding light? Card to the Spirit. What strength is group 2's guiding light? What strength is group 2's guiding light? Too many. Just one card, please. Oh, there we go. The 7 of Cups. Nessie, Loch Ness monster. 7 of Cups. All right. Position 3. What can you do to protect the forces you cannot control? What can you do? What can you do to protect the forces you cannot control? One card, Spirit. Ooh, Justice, Valkyrie. This came up in another reading. You may have messages in other groups. If you feel called towards another pile, please check it out. All right, position 4. What positives in your life can you use to brighten your light or brighten your path? What positives in your life can you use to brighten your light, to help you reach the light at the end of the tunnel with this situation, this issue? Card, Spirit, card. Oh. All right, you know what? They were very fervent in coming out, so we'll take both. We have the World, Ouroboros, the snake eating its tail, Infinity, and the 4 of Wands, the fairy. Now I'm not showing reversals in this because with how some of the questions are, they're basically being read in reversals anyway. And I want you all to see the beautiful imagery on the Spirit Halloween tarot deck. So we have the World, which is a major arcana card, and the 4 of Wands, which is the fairy. Okay, let's get one last message. And then after that, I do the interpretation, I'm going to pull an oracle card. All right, one more message, please, for group 2. One more card, one more message, please, group 2. Group 2. Group 2. I'm getting, for this group, I know I'm looking at a yellow candle, but for the last group I also got like some color pop up in my head, just randomly. I'm getting yellow, so I don't know if that's like your aura, or a favorite color, or if that has any significance. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Ooh. Yeah, I'm definitely getting yellow vibes, sunny, warm. All right, come on. Spirit's got a lot of messages. Let's just whittle it down, please. Just one. Oh. One. Oh, that's too many. And I will say, I'm going to blame the cards. I only get this deck out once a year. I do need to get it out more often, so I'm not, to me, it's oddly shaped compared to other cards that I have, so I'm not as used to it. And, I may shuffle different than other readers do, but whatever works, whatever floats your boat, this is what works for me. Ooh, okay, you know what? Fine, we'll do it. We'll take them. That's it. You've got a lot of messages for your final closing message. So Spirit wants you to have these. And 3, that's fine. But any more than 3, no. All right, let me make room for these. So for your final message, we got death, which in Scorpio times, and as a Scorpio, we are never afraid of the death card. Ooh, the Lovers, the Succubus. Interesting. These are both major arcana cards. And we got the 2 of Pentacles, the Elf. Okay. All right. So I'm going to read these. You know, a lot of the images don't go with the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith tarot, and that's fine because I really tend to pull from that a bit, but also I like to pull intuitively from what I'm getting, from what's going on in the imagery and just kind of what pops in my head. So what or where is there darkness being cast on you or your life right now? The 3 of Pentacles, the Dwarf. Interestingly enough, the first card and the last card are both Pentacles, and none in between. Pentacles are the earth element card. So it's work, it's career, it's finances, it's home, it's family, but it's body, it's health, it's tangible, pretty much tangible things, right? So the 3 of Pentacles typically means, you know, it's like a card of help from others. But for this dwarf has like cut off the head of this like ogre, and he's standing on, oh, okay. Darkness being cast in your life. It's, okay. So, you know how dwarves are really short, and they're, you know, dwarfs and gnomes and all them, and a lot of times in stories and things, and even parts of Lord of the Rings, even though I forget some of the things because it's been a long time since I've seen those movies, so forgive me. I just saw like the newer ones were like, what were they? The hobbits were like cool, and the heroes. Anyway, sorry, I digress. But anyway, a lot of times the dwarves and the elves and the gnomes, they're made fun of by other creatures for being small in stature, and they're you know, meaning, oh, you're weak, you can't do this, you're too short, you're not able-bodied enough. And maybe that's what's going on right now. It's the darkness is that you think, it could be you're being told, but it's like in your mind you're not good enough. Like something's going on with you overall in general, or in a certain situation, a relationship, at work, where you just don't feel good enough. It's kind of imposter syndrome, but it's a lot more, it's a lot deeper than that. It's just not feeling good enough, not being happy enough with like yourself. And maybe you're short and you don't like it. You have body image issues, or, you know, you don't feel like you're good enough to do the job that you're doing. You don't feel like you're good enough for your partner and your relationship. And that's kind of what I'm getting just from the get-go, but we'll go on. What strength is my guiding light? So we got the 7 of Cups, which is Nessie. Oh, I like, there's a lighthouse that's like guiding, you know, ships in the night. And there's a tiny ship, tiny boat, and a dude freaking out about the giant Loch Ness monster. 7 of Cups is, so the cups are emotions and relationships. And 7 of Cups typically is, it's the person looking at all these cups in the cloud, and some of the cups are filled with good things and treasures, and some are filled with bad things and poisonous snakes and poison. Interesting, the imagery doesn't match that. Strength is your guiding light. I mean, I feel like this is it. But it's okay. I'm being thrown too because, you know, we talked about the dwarf and it being short and feeling small because others maybe make you feel that way. And then we have this giant Nessie who's making this little guy in the boat feel very small. But this, you know, Nessie doesn't seem mean or ferocious. I think your strength, but he's, and the Nessie, it's like Nessie is, it's like, okay, someone has like, how do I put it nicely? Very stern looking face. And so people always say, oh, are you mad? Or like this, oh, you just look mean, or people say, oh, I thought you would be mean because, your face kind of looked like it. And then I got to know you and you were really kind and generous and funny and personable. And I think it's that you may look some way or you may come off, just give off, not even physically, not even, you could be, gorgeous and have this attribute. You could be physically gorgeous and have this attribute, but it's just that people misread you on their first glance of you. And then, but when they get to know you, you're just like the best person in the world. Like you're the best friend. And they're like, you're the coolest, you're the funniest, you're the smartest person I know. And you just have so much beneath the surface. Just like there's so much more of Nessie beneath the surface. It's like still waters run deep, right? There's so much to you that's versus the outside, and that's it. It's showing that to the world that it's, and figuring out how to get there. But yeah, there's so much more to you than meets the eye. Strength is, and that's your strength. But you don't know how to show it, or you're having issues. You just don't think you're good enough. You don't feel good enough to be able to show this. When you're feeling down the dumps, you don't like yourself, or you're having, again, like body image issues. And how do you fake it? It's hard. Anyway, we'll tie this all together. What can you do to protect from forces you cannot control? So we have Justice. This is usually Libra, the scales. This is Valkyrie. If you've ever seen the Thor movies, it's that really cool chick, and she's on the Pegasus. She's Valkyrie, but I think, are they all Valkyries? Like that's their, like these female warriors, women warriors in the Norse. Anyway, feel free to correct me in the comments. Justice. So she's vanquishing enemies to protect yourself. And like she has like her wings and this armor and these arrows and this staff. And I think for this one, what can you do to protect from forces? I think when things come from the outside that cause you to further go into this hole of like self-doubt, it's having putting on your armor. I mean, it is going on the defense, but not so much in a negative way, or it's just being prepared, or it's if you think you're going to be in a situation, if you know you're going to be in a situation that's going to trigger you, it's preparing yourself. It's putting that armor. It's putting up those wings to block, shield any bad vibes or bad thoughts from yourself or from others, or, blocking the haters. And it's just justice. It's just being like, I'm trying to get I'm getting the word fairness because I know it's justice, but it's knowing, it's having the knowing and wherewithal to know when to put up the defenses, because you should not be defensive all the time. You should not be on the defense, but it's having that judgment of when to spread your wings, when to get out the staff, when to shoot this person down with an arrow. Yeah. It's being prepared. And I think the biggest thing though with this group is, correct me if I'm wrong, or I think it's for most of you, is that you're protecting yourself from yourself. It's retraining like the negative talk and the negative thinking. Yeah. Anyway, I could go on and on. What positives in your life can you use to brighten your light? So we got the world, which is Ouroboros. This is the dragon eating its tail. This is infinity. We got the Four of Wands, the fairy. So this is world is a major arcana card. Big deal, big energy. The Four of Wands. So the wands are usually those staffs. Sometimes they're on fire, but the wands represent the element of fire, and that's passion, it's creativity. It could even be sexual energy. So like not like water where it's emotions. That's like love. This is like love. But I think in this case, and then the Four of Wands usually means success. It's the person riding on the horse, and there's the staffs around them, and people are, they're coming back in successful from a battle, and people are having a parade and congratulating them. You're riding on your high horse. With this one, it's four fairies. They have wands. Okay, that's obvious. I think for this, it's just they're reveling in this beauty, and they're reveling in this magic that they're making. And again, with the passion part, it's things you're passionate about. Positives in your life. And it's funny to brighten your light. You've got this beautiful light, being shown on the wand. Positives in your life can you use to brighten your light? I'm trying to figure out how this one. So it's like completion. It's having everything. I mean, I guess it's kind of obvious, kind of cliche, but it's just like by following your light, by following the things that light you up and your passions and the things that make you feel good and the things that you are good at, that you should be proud of, really like complete you, and they make you up. And again, remember with the Seven of Cups and this Nessie, and there's more beneath the surface. And I think for you, it's showing off like your talents and your abilities and what you're passionate about and what you're really good at. Just what makes you this complete person. You're like great inside and out, and you really need to accept that and show it off to get over this right here, to get over this dwarf syndrome. Definitely not Napoleon syndrome. That's the opposite. But yeah, showing it off. It's just becoming more, that will help you become more confident to get over the issues of not being confident. All right, so extra closing messages. You got 3. Wow. Death card. Death. What comes after death? Rebirth. So the death of these bad cycles, okay? Of these bad negative cycles of thinking, or of, if it is an outside force making you feel this way, then guess what? It's the death of that, or it's the death of that relationship. You need renewal. You need rebirth, okay? You need to feel complete. The Lovers, the succubus. So no, normally the Lovers is a nice card, and it's, the two people holding hands, and there's this angel trumpeting over them. And this got a succubus who's taking advantage of this man when he's sleeping, and so there is not consent there. So I'm going to go I think what it is the Lovers, you have this duality in you, okay? And the Lovers is also duality, and this is your bad side. This is your dark side, the succubus. It's sucking the energy out of you, whether you realize it or not sometimes. And it's, overcoming this side of you, this part of your nature that's self-sabotaging and, tends to take over. A succubus even has like little horns there. You need to wake up and get with it and own that you are fabulous. And the Two of Pentacles. So again, we're closing with Pentacles. It's Earth. It's stability. I think and the Two of Pentacles is usually a decision. It's person balancing 2 Pentacles. So I have no clue why they're doing an elf on this. I think with this one, I'm gonna go with the imagery. It's just that, so we have needing rebirth, death of something. We need death of this darker side, these darker thoughts, this negative thinking that takes over, this. And I think the Two of Pentacles is that too. Again, we have the Lovers over 2. Yeah, it's the stability. Because again, I'm getting the word stability, especially when I think of this and I think of the earth imagery. It's stability and groundedness from choosing the light over the darkness, choosing your light side over this dark side, choosing the positivity over the negative thinking, the negative talk, or allowing the negative talk around you to get to you. yeah, it's choosing. Your stability will come in choosing the light over the dark. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull a Halloween Oracle, and I will read from the book to see what the author has to say. Make sure I shuffle these. Not a ton of cards in this, so I mean, if you get the same one as last time, that's fine. It just means you really need to see it, but I really love the artwork in this, and I need to bust this out more often, especially for these types of readings that aren't like rainbows and sunshine. And I know I'm revamping my channel with a book about darkness, but it's also about light, you know? Anyway, I digress. I like this deck. There's a lot of beautiful imagery. Okay. Ooh, we got the vampire. And it says emotional intelligence. All right, vampire. Guess what I'm getting? Succubus. I think that, this is my opinion, I think that this darkness is sucking the life out of you. And it's like that succubus. It's that dark side. This is the emotional vampire. And you maybe are that emotional vampire to yourself, or maybe someone else is an emotional vampire to you. And this is what you need to overcome. All right, so what does the book say? The book says, should the vampire card appear in your reading, it may indicate you are being drained in this way, and the time has come for stronger boundaries for yourself or for others. We need to be very aware of what gives us energy in our lives and what takes it away. We should be aware of needing people to need us and why we invite people like this into our homes, workplaces, and lives. If indeed we have them around us, developing the emotional intelligence within ourselves helps us defend against this kind of emotional and psychic attack, and enables us to foster healthy, equal relationships of all kinds. Beware of emotional vampires. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know if this resonated in the comments. I really love knowing. You know, when it touches people. And I love connecting with all of you. Please check me out on Instagram. Check out my new coffee store where you can book a reading. You can request a special reading. You could just buy me a coffee. And that's about it. Please subscribe. I would love to see y'all here again soon. Thank you. Bye. Hello everyone who picked group 3. This is your reading. You picked the lovely malachite stone. One of my faves. I love this. I love this. I love this. It's definitely a very Scorpio stone. I didn't make that up. It's just that's what the crystal people say. Anyway, so one of my faves. Anyway, we're going to get into your reading, and then we will pull an oracle card. Your light in dark times. So I've already pre-shuffled in the big shuffling to clear the deck. Now I am going to awkwardly shuffle and ask for one card from Spirit, please, for position 1. What or where is there darkness being cast on you or your life right now? So where is that darkness in your life? Be it inside or outside, internal forces, external forces. And then we will find the light. Where is that darkness? Spirit, one card. I prefer that they pop out at me. I don't like to pull them when I'm reading for other people. So you can skip ahead if you don't want to see the shuffling. Oh, there we go. Oh, we have, that's so funny. I was just thinking about this card and it came out. I should have said it. Anyway, we have the 8 of Cups, the Pirate. So I will pull the cards and then I'll explain about each one. So the Pirate. Number 2, what strength is your guiding light? What strength? Ooh, okay, there we go. Ooh, 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 yay. I get so excited. And then you're like, what? What does it mean? And I'm like, just wait, just wait. The High Priestess, the Fortune Teller. So this is a Major Arcana card. Number 3, what can you do to protect from forces you can't control? Ooh, all right, you know what? We'll take them. Take 2. I'm allowing it. So we got Cerberus, the 3-headed dog, which is judgment. We got the Moon, which is the werewolf. Very appropriate. again, more, these are also 2 major arcana cards. You've got some big energies going on. Big, big, big. Number 4, what positives in your life can you use to brighten your light? All right. Oh, I love this. I love this. It makes no sense to me, but the 7 of Swords, the cannibal. What this 7 of Swords usually is depicted as, and then using this cannibal. Very interesting imagery from this. And I will say, I've told the other groups so far, most times in these, they've picked whatever to depict the art for whatever card. And I have to get my brain sometimes away from thinking about the imagery on the classic Rider-Waite-Smith tarot. And I'm really going more toward what is depicted on the card. I mean, also the element, but I digress. We're going to get your final message. So what's an extra closing message, please, Spirit, for group 3? Extra. Ooh, okay. 10 of Swords, the Griffin. Oh, another group got this. Not in the same position, but you may have messages in other readings. So you might, if you feel called toward another group, check it out. All right, let's go through this, and then I will pull a Halloween Oracle card. So for what or where is there darkness being cast in your life right now? We have the 8 of Cups, the Pirate. Now, traditionally, so the cups are a water element. It's about emotions, relationships, the feels, intuition as well. And I think for this, and usually the 8 of Cups is, it's a person walking away from the cups, from the options, from the things. What is there darkness being cast in my life right now? And I see this as, this is this, as far as we know, this skeleton's alone on this ship, sailing into the dark, into the darkness, into the unknown. Where's the darkness? And I think, I'm getting the word solo. That's what I got right away when I saw this. So it's it's feeling alone. You're not supported, or it's there's a journey you want to take or something you want to do, or it's just in general, it's like lone wolf energy, if that makes sense, and not that it's dark, it's a bit, I don't want to say sad, but it's not happy. It's not yay, I'm finally alone. It's okay, I'm alone. And maybe it's time to reach out to others, right? Maybe it's you've just come to be in this cycle of, and especially the last few years, a lot of us being inside and continuing to be now, just gotten used to it, and it's lonely, But let's see what else comes up, because sometimes other truths are revealed. What strength is my guiding light? What strength is your guiding light? So the High Priestess, my fave, the Fortune Teller, the Strength. Okay, High Priestess, major arcana card, big energy, intuition. And I think this too, you're solo because, the cups of the water card, protecting yourself, especially emotionally. Maybe you went through some rough stuff with some other people in the past, in the recent past, in the distant past. Within the last few years is what I'm getting, though. It's not, if it's not really recent, it's somewhat recent. But it's your intuition, and it's your spidey senses. I get it's your intuition. Your intuition's your guiding light, is your strength. But sometimes you use your intuition overkill, and you're reading people. Maybe you're very empathetic and you get vibes from people, and there are people where you're nope, I do not want to be around you. And maybe it's just you've been inundated with so much psychic energy with other people's energies, and everything's been really pretty negative the past couple of years. And especially if you're on social media and watch the news, and some people say people have gotten meaner, especially when you go out to eat. And I've heard this from a lot of people who work in service and the industry, myself included, until recently. It's just that you're an intuition overload, and maybe with some people you're prejudging. You are oh, well, my intuition said that these folks were bad, so everyone's going to be bad for me. Everyone's going to hurt me. Everyone's going to let me down. But it's your strength though. So it's getting back into the groove, maybe meditating, being around people again, and just kind of, giving people a chance and really going deep and seeing how they make you feel. I'm getting something else, but it's like on the tip of my tongue. I'm going to keep going and I'll see how this unfolds. What can you do to protect from forces you can't control? So for this is, I think it's the empathy overload, feeling overload, in so much as where you're scared of others, and maybe it clouds that intuition, that strength of yours. What can you do to protect from forces you can't control? Well, judgment. You can have better judgment. You can be fairer to people too. I know this isn't the justice card, but it's like, also the judgment card is also, so there's this, sorry, I'm looking at the imagery this way. Cerberus is in front of, these gates, and there's fire, and there's all of these tiny people in front of it. And it's like with the Rider-Waite-Smith card, where it says angel tooting its horn over these people that are coming out of the graves. And like, it's like this guiding light and calling them up to, it's the final days, it's the rapture, calling them toward heaven. And with this, I think it's just that you're being called to go toward this guiding light again. Maybe the Cerberus it's not coming to eat the people, it's coming to bring them toward the light, and it's using your intuition to bring yourself back towards this light, to this higher vibration where you're not scared of your emotions, where you're not scared of others, where you're willing to trust others. Anyway, and then the moon, the werewolf. So the moon is usually things unseen, duality. With this, it's, like in the moon card, the traditional card, it's a wolf and a dog. And so it's like the tame and the wild. It's the things that come out at night. It's the things that come out under the full moon, which as I'm doing this reading, we just had a full moon yesterday. It was the full moon eclipse. Can you protect yourself from forces you can't control? Oh, okay, got it. It's, for this one, it's having the judgment to know when to let the wolf out, right? To know when to let this other side out. And it's knowing when to rein it in. When you are getting, let's just say, so much social anxiety, or so much anxiety about reaching out to people, about, even hanging out with people, about being judged. And it's bringing yourself back towards your light side versus your dark. So let's say, because we have both, like someone, kind of dog imagery. This is the light and this is the dark, right? These are kind of the same. They're in somewhat the same position, claws out. But this one is what you need to go towards. And it's the dark side. It's the negative self-talk. It's the being in this cycle of I'm alone and I'm okay, but you are feeling lonely, and it's hard sometimes for people to get out of this cycle. And then you just have a daily habit of just, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna stay away from people. Oh, I'm just gonna stay in. It's easier to deal with myself. I don't have to rely on anyone. I don't have to depend on anyone. But your higher intuition is telling you that you do need to go, you need to be around others. You need to give people a chance. All right, so what positives in your life can you use to brighten your light? The Seven of Swords. this cannibal is just snatching these people and these sheep up and taking them away and just doing whatever with them willy-nilly. How positive in your life can you at least brighten your light? You need to get out there and you need to scoop up some people and some sheep. You need to go live your best life. I think with this, it's get outside, get out of your comfort zone, just be wild and free, win a vest and look like Crocodile Dundee. For those of you who know what that is, look. Stomping across the valley, stomping across the land. Yeah, it's instead of going inward all the time, instead of just being in that cycle of being alone, it's getting out there, going out there, being your best self, using your intuition of who you should be around, definitely, but not in hyperdrive, not in overdrive, not in, oh my gosh, I just know that, again, from the past, people have been crappy or treated me badly or whatever, but just give life a chance, give people a chance, give the sheep a chance. Not that other people are sheep, I'm not saying that. Anyway, I hope this makes sense. It's funny, like it does to me, and I'm a Pisces rising, so no, not anything really negative toward Pisces, but Pisces and Pisces risings are kind of known for saying a million things and taking a million words to get to one small point and taking forever to get to the point, and that's me. So, despite having a Scorpio Mercury, final closing message is the 10 of Swords. It's a Griffin. Swords are the air element. It's the thinking, it's communication. It's thinking in your head versus your heart. It's thinking logically, it's thinking objectively. And so, interestingly enough, we have like more of a heart water card to begin with, and the closing message is more air. So sometimes it's putting your head over your heart. And your intuition, I would say, is separate from that. It's like a mixture of everything. It's your spirit, it's your heart, it's your mind. It's, higher self. So I don't want you to get confused with the two. But, when in doubt, when your heart's taking over, when your emotions taking over, when your empathy, your empathic vibes are taking over, kind of calm it down by getting a little more objective, getting into your head, but getting outside of yourself. And I've said this to one of the other groups as well. It's don't let your heart always rule over your head. Have a good mix, but you do need to use more of this objective, clear thinking. Like this griffin, it's a half eagle, half lion, and like it has this sharp laser focus, and it's focusing on something and what it wants to attack next, like high in the mount, and it's pulling yourself outside of yourself up to this mountain, right? Looking down on yourself, but you're not only seeing yourself, you're seeing everything else and everyone else around you, taking all that into consideration, looking at yourself from an outsider's point of view, looking at the situation from an outsider's point of view, right? So be a little more air, maybe a little less water, a little more balance of the two. I hope that made sense to you. I'm gonna pull a Halloween oracle card. I think I'm gonna start getting these out for more readings, especially like a little more, I want to say darker, but like serious, deeper, shadow work maybe kind of readings. Beautiful imagery, not just for Halloween. They only ever get these out once a year. These were given to me by a good friend, and I love them. All right. There are many skulls and many skeletons, and they're very beautiful. Like I said, the imagery is awesome. One card, please. Final message for group 3. Group 3, group 3. Group 3. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, and I don't use these too often, so they're still kind of new feeling. They're kind of sticky. Some of these cards. I love it when cardstock is like super smooth and just glides through your hands. This one sticks a little bit. We gotta use them some more. Beat them up a little bit. Card, please. Group 3, group 3. Card. And everybody shuffles differently. This is just how I That's how I taught myself how it works for me. I'm getting all self-conscious. Take it or leave it. Free tarot reading on YouTube. Oh, there we go. Okay. Ooh, we got dawn. The light after the darkness. I love it. The light after the darkness. If there's any, please forgive me if you can hear any background noise. The joys of apartment living, but not for long. All right, so the dawn. The light after the darkness. I hope you guys can see that. Let's see what the, and I mean, I see it as basically it goes perfectly with the theme of this whole reading, which is your light in the dark time. So it's finding that light. This is how you do it. Let me read what the author has to say. Dawn, 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 dawn. Should you receive the dawn card, you are being reminded that there is always a fresh start and a new beginning to be had. Change is unstoppable, and even the most difficult times will pass, no matter how devastating they may seem. Hope is one of the most powerful, motivating forces in the universe, and it's being indicated here. Oh my gosh, I almost set this on fire. Got you close to the candle with my book. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it inspired you. Take with it what you will, leave the rest. Let me know how it resonates. Please check me out. Subscribe here. Check me out on Instagram, info below. My new coffee shop, KOFI, is below. You can book readings with me, request readings. I can do custom, and you can just, buy me a coffee if you'd like. I really appreciate you, and I hope to see you again here soon. Thanks. Bye. Hello, everyone who picked group 4, the Snowflake Obsidian. Here is your reading. Your light in dark times. So, first position, what or where is there darkness being cast on your life right now? Of course, I get to this last reading and the sun has gone down even more. I guess that's our first card. Ooh, 7 of Cups. Hopefully it's not too dark. I am using my phone. I'm just seeing what works now, 2 years later, getting back into this channel. Anyway, I digress. What or where is there darkness being cast in your life right now? So we have Nessie, the Loch Ness monster. 7 of Cups. Position 2, what strength of yours is your guiding light? What strength is your guiding light? What strength is your guiding light? One card, please. Group 4. I'm getting like rainbow. I don't know. I'm seeing a rainbow. Maybe it's gonna be in a card. Maybe you just saw a rainbow. I don't know. I just got the word rainbow. I saw a rainbow. I got the word rainbow as well. So, however that fits, yeah. Oh, too many cards, Spirit. One card, please. One card. What strength is group 4's guiding light? What strength is group... Whoop, there we go. All right, you know what? 2 wanted to come out together, so we're going to do it. We got the 3 of Cups, the Witch, and the Chariot, which is the Centaur. So more cups, and I'll explain in a bit. And the Chariot is a major arcana card. The Witch, the Centaur, 3 of Cups, the Chariot. Okay. Neat, neat, neat. Kind of already creating a picture in my mind. Number 3, what can you do to protect from forces you cannot control? Group 4, what can group 4 do to protect from forces inside or out that they cannot? Whoop, too many. Too many. Thank you, but too many. Whoop, there we go. Okay. Man, when they want to come out, they've been flying out today. The 6 of Wands, the Golem. The Golem, sorry, not Gollum like Lord of the Rings. Golem, like the Jewish story about the clay guy that came to life. I'm not even going to attempt to tell you the story because I don't remember all of it, and I don't want to massacre. I don't want to mess up that story. Anyway, you can Google it. And I will go over this in my interpretation in a little bit anyway. Number 4, what positives in your life can you use to brighten your light? To get you through What positives in your life can you use to brighten your light or find that light? Or, oh gosh, you got a lot of messages. Or find that light at the end of the tunnel. What are the, oh my goodness. You don't have a lot of positives. Okay, we're going to go with Justice. This is one that came out. Justice, which is the Valkyrie, Norse. Yeah, like Thor, you know, that universe. All right, final message, extra closing, final message for group 4. Final closing message, group 4. Final closing message. One card of experience, group 4. Closing message, please. Extra advice. Oh, wow. Oh, goodness. I swear. Okay. This guy right here. The Pirate, the 8 of Cups. So interesting. In another group, it came out as the first card, and it's coming out as your closing reading. Maybe you have, maybe you have some messages you need to see in other groups. I don't know. If you felt compelled to read another group, maybe you should do so. All right, so let's get into it. 7 of Cups. What or where is there darkness being cast on you or your life right now? Cups are the water element, so they're emotions, they're relationships, feelings, intuition, inside things, the heart chakra. So this is showing, and I'm kind of, for the most part, going away from the Rider-Waite-Smith traditional tarot images. I'm going with the imagery on these and what they make me feel, and also, but taking into mind I like to take into mind the elements, earth, air, fire, water, that do come up on the cups. And we also have the Scorpio symbol right here, very appropriate. Also, Scorpio is a water sign. Where is there darkness being cast? And interestingly enough, there is a lighthouse right here. Oh, okay, real quick. So like this card, and this card all came out in like at least 2 other readings. So I do think that you all I think that you all have another message in at least one other group. Just saying. Darkness. I'm getting the word insurmountable. I'm getting that it's like in this, I see you as this tiny person in this boat, and all of a sudden this huge Nessie pops up. Not that it's necessarily scary or threatening. It's just something coming up out of the blue. Totally unexpected. And again, it could be, if you're watching this around when I post it, it could be something that's come up during eclipse season, like shaking things up, something unexpected. And that, unexpected, and maybe you don't see it as that great of a thing. You don't see it as a positive. There is a light though beaconing you toward it. And that's what we need to find out what it is. What do you need to go towards to get away from, or to handle this big, seemingly insurmountable challenge, or this thing, be it physical or perceived, an idea, an emotion. All right. 2, what strength is your guiding light? So what is that lighthouse? So we got the 3 of Cups, we got a water card, which is the witch who makes potions, who casts spells. The Chariot is the centaur. So the centaur is a half man, half horse. We have duality also. We have movement though. And the 3 of Cups is typically the 3 ladies that are raising cups and rejoicing. The Chariot's the person on the chariot, obviously. And it's being led by the 2 Sphinx, and one's white and one's black. And we have the duality. That's what I get from this, especially duality with the 2, the half man and the half horse. Half person, half horse. Darkness, strength. Insurmountable. Okay. You have a lot up your sleeve. I think that you have a lot of resources inside and out to help you get through this, get past this, to conquer this. You have a lot of resources, and you're very resourceful. Maybe you're also very good at manifestation, but you're very resourceful in implementing things that will help you go forward, that will help you get past this, that will help you speed through this. Yeah. And this is almost like, I mean, and in this image, I almost get like also the Magician card. It's like you have all these elements, you have all of these things at your fingertips, whether you know it or not. I think that you do. I think you do know how resourceful you are and how talented you are. But it's using these talents and these things inside you, outside of you, whatever it may be, that's going to help you carry you through, that's going to be your chariot. But I also, again, I'm getting the word duality with this. So I think with this, it's like the duality is, it's like, it's this self-doubt. But then this other side of you is like, no, I'm great at this. I'm awesome. I'm awesome at everything. It's not, it's imposter syndrome versus confidence. And I don't want to say overconfidence, but I want to say like super confident. It's, you vacillate between the two. There's no gray area. It's like, oh, I'm amazing at this. But then in terms of other things, you highly doubt yourself. There's no gray area, right? But it's, you do need to focus on your strengths and your resources to help get you through this time, or, you know, get you past whatever this is, especially if there's something inside of yourself that you're dealing with internally, emotionally. All right, so 3, what can you do to protect from forces you can't control? We have the 6 of Wands. So Wands are the fire element. They are passion. They are creativity. It's even like sexual energy. It's passionate things. It's spirit. It's the spirit card. You know, it's a spirit element. It's a fire element. What lights a fire under your bum? I don't know why they're using. I mean, there's fire around the golem. This golem's made of clay. I would have done an earth card for the golem. So the 6 of Wands, I'm getting protect from forces you can't control. Oh, okay, got it. I just noticed this. There's a dude in front, and if you know the story, it's about, again, I'm not going to go into detail because I'm going to mess it up, but this guy who creates the golem and controls it, right? And so what I'm getting is him, or them, this person is, this tiny person has this giant golem under control. And it's finding that in you. It's finding that strength. It's finding that wherewithal to know that you can control the situation. You can use your resources, your magic in you to overcome this giant, like seemingly insurmountable thing. Interesting. All right, what positives in your life can you use to brighten your light? We have Justice, the Valkyrie. So if you ever watch the Thor movies, the Valkyrie, or the Valkyries, I guess, are the female warriors on the Pegasi. I don't know what's the plural for Pegasus. But this one, the Valkyrie has wings, has armor, very scantily clad armor, a staff, arrows. Positive in your life can you use to brighten your light? Justice. Justice is also the scales. It's the Libra card. It's and Libra's right there in the tarot. It's a major arcana, by the way. So you have this major arcana and you have the Chariot. So big energy. I think for this, it's Justice is like, it's knowing right from wrong, right? But it's you're, and it's also like so it's Libra card. It's an air, like, so air is thinking and communication. It's stuff in your head, right? You are really good at sussing out what is good and not good for you. You are very good at being objective in that sense. Even though maybe you want to go towards things or patterns of thinking that aren't good, self-doubt, you know, you do have the resources to get yourself out of that. And that's why I think that this is a lot easier to overcome than you think in your heart, because you need to be thinking with your head, your logic a little bit more. And that's where you're good at. is you are good at, I guess for better or for worse, like looking at things as black and white. Again, remember I said black and white, like there's no gray areas. That's what I'm really getting with you all is, again, like there's no gray areas. And sometimes that's a good trait. And sometimes, you need to have some gray areas, especially when maybe dealing with issues with other people and understanding others. But I digress. It's looking at things black and white, good and bad. How do you go forward? What will suit you? What will not suit you? What will not suit you? What will not help you in like manifesting, in conjuring this outcome for yourself or your situation. Oh, also real quick, I just noticed. So I don't use these cards that often. I only get them out around Halloween. So this card and this card for the what strength is my guiding light, you've got the Cancer symbols, the sign of Cancer. So maybe you have strong Cancer placements, or maybe you have a lot of planets in the 4th house in your chart, especially in like if the whole sign or whatever you subscribe to. All right, so extra message, closing message, the 8 of Cups. And this is Pisces. So this is another water sign, another water emotion, intuition card. So I'm feeling like with this, it's like using your intuition and I feel like your intuition is a combination of it's your heart and it's your head and spirit. It's just overall everything. It's just that knowing, having a good sense, because you got a lot of water cards in here, right? And this one, and it's that, but it's having that air mindedness of yours, to go towards like the smooth sailing, to get away from, again, this is on the high seas and this one takes place in the water. And maybe you're that's you in the boat. This is a close up. Getting away from that giant thing that's been plaguing you, or this big thing that's popped up suddenly. And again, I'm getting more sudden. Like this is recent. Like not a couple of years ago, like within the last few weeks, especially during eclipse season. So could have started anywhere from the end of last April, I want to say, when the first Scorpio eclipse was. The full moon in Scorpio last May, or it was the new moon in Taurus at the end of last April. Then we had the full moon eclipse in Scorpio in May, right? And we just ended the cycle. We just had the full moon in Taurus eclipse. Anyway, it's having that intuition overall. It's using your talents and using your gifts and knowing what's right, knowing the path to smooth sailing. And even if it's just getting around this, even if it's not like attacking this and, killing it, it's getting around it. Maybe it's just something that needs to be just gotten through, right? And it's, you using power of control and conjuring and the power of your mind, the power of being able to think in black and white. And in this case, it's good. However that resonates, please let me know. All right, I'm going to pull a Halloween oracle for you, and we will close this reading. I love the imagery on these cards. I really do need to bust them out other than Halloween. Plus they're still sticky and like they're new. I got these from a friend, and I need to break them in because they're not just going to be for Halloween. I like them all the time, especially for readings like this. We're talking about darkness, dark and light, shadow work. Love the imagery. All right, one card, please. Final message for group 4. I like the card to pop out. If I'm reading for someone else, I prefer that the cards pop out rather than me just grabbing it. Oop, okay. That one fell. It felt like it wanted to fall and it fell. Ooh. Death card. And you know, we're in Scorpio season and us Scorpios know the Death card is actually a great card about rebirth and renewal. This is like that death moth, whatever, that's like in Silence of the Lambs. It says the elemental cycle begins here because without death, you cannot have rebirth. Let me really quick read them, what the author has to say. Oh, and open right to it. The eternal cycle begins here. Do not be afraid if you pull the death card, as it simply means that something is falling away or will do so you can begin strongly afresh. There is great power in this clearing. If you pull this card at Halloween particularly, we're like a week away. Halloween was last week, so technically yes. If you pull this card at Halloween particularly, the message is stronger still, and you should actively celebrate this new beginning because you are sailing towards calmer, beautiful, brighter seas. You will get through the stormy sea that's filled with this big old Loch Ness monster. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this reading. Please let me know if it resonated. I really love to hear, feedback. Like I said, there might be messages for you in other readings. Please subscribe. I am going to be making more videos on a more regular basis. And also follow me on Instagram. Check out my new Coffee, Kofi store down below in the information box, because that's how you can book me for readings. You can request custom readings. And if you just want to buy me a coffee as a thank you for the free YouTube readings, that's great as well. I really appreciate you. Have a wonderful day and week and rest of your year and all of the things. And I will see you back here soon. Thank you.